Hey everybody, Mark Salas here at Best Realty. I got Travis Harrington, Benton Capital. Today we're going to talk about some myths with VA loans. So Travis and I have had a couple conversations in regards to VA loans, and one of the things is people think because they're talking with someone that has a VA in the name of their company that they're dealing directly with the VA. So tell us a little about that, because you have that too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I get that all the time where I talk to a client and they said, I'm speaking to ABC company and that company's name has veteran or
so
something
that way
like that.
I have to speak with
I
them
have to
because
talk
I'm
to
doing
them
a
because
VA
I'm
loan.
doing a VA loan,
Yep.
and absolutely not true. It's a marketing gimmick. It's really effective, obviously, because I have that conversation regularly. But yeah, the VA itself doesn't actually give you a loan.
Okay.
And so,
it's just an insurance policy, right?
Effectively, yeah. It's an insurance policy. So in the event you stop making payments, the lender that did give you the loan gets some of their money back, and that's what VA's role is in that process.
Okay, so in our community, Colorado Springs, most people can do, or most mortgage lenders can do a VA loan. It's very rare if they can't, just because of the population.
So,
we have.
the name of the company doesn't matter. They have the ability to do a VA. If they can do mortgages, most likely they can do a VA loan if they're in our area.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, process. Someone comes in, they're a vet, they are eligible. What usually happens?
Sure. Well, so a VA loan is just like any other loan for the most part. You still have to pull credit. You still have to verify that they've got income, all that stuff, because they may not be active duty. They may have a job as a civilian and they have their veterans the VA entitlement from years before.
Gotcha.
So you still have to verify they've got income to be able to repay a loan. You still have to verify that they've got a credit history that's going to meet requirements. And that is another thing too. VA doesn't set a minimum requirement for credit score, but lenders do.
Okay, so that's it. So we hear that a lot. I hear companies saying you have to have a 680. I've heard companies saying you have to have 640. I've heard companies in the 500s.
Sure.
So that's individual per the lender, and that's not per VA requirements.
Right. VA doesn't set a minimum. They set a standard of what they'll accept for multiple different factors, but there's no specific, below this cutoff line, we won't take your loan for a credit score.
Okay.
So, but lenders, based on statistics, set up their minimum because they have so many loans at default. Based on the stats with that, we had however many loans default and they were all under 600. We're not going to do any loans under 600 anymore because we're losing money. Okay. And so that's where that comes from, is lenders look at it from a monetary or an income standpoint.
A risk.
A risk
versus return, right?
Yeah. So some lenders will go down to 580. Some lenders won't go below 620. It really just depends on what their guidelines are and what they set their requirements at.
Okay, all right, so it makes sense. So we have someone, they are a vet, active duty, whatever it is.
Sure.
One term I've heard is VA eligibility.
Yep.
Tell me about that. What does that mean?
So that can get really convoluted, but ideally when a good loan officer does a pre-qualification or a pre-approval for a veteran, one of the steps in the process is to pull the certificate of eligibility, or the COE is the acronym for it. And so go to the VA, pull the COE, it comes back, it tells you how much entitlement they have, whether or not they receive VA disability, and whether or not they're exempt from the VA funding fee.
Oh, really? Okay, so that jumps us into another point.
Yes,
so we'll talk about the eligibility first. So eligibility, tell me a little bit more about that. What does that mean?
Sure. So you have to have certain service requirements. You have to have had a certain amount of time in service. There's different requirements for reservist versus active duty service.
And that equates financially to a purchase price of a house. Am I understanding that correctly?
Not necessarily. Well, so VA eligibility, VA loans will follow conventional loan limits. So there is a loan limit.
And so for everybody out there, so there's a couple different types of loan. You have a VA loan, that's if you've served in the military. You got an FHA loan, that's also a government-backed loan. That's a whole different conversation.
Yep.
And then you got a conventional loan.
Sure.
So those are the three main platforms. So right now, when he's talking about the other types of loans, we're just hitting the VA process and the VA loan.
Sure. And I need to back that up for a second, because VA did remove their loan limit, but that gets really convoluted as well. And that's only if it's basically your first time use. So it can get way more detailed than that. So you can actually get a VA loan if you don't have one out, or you're not using VA entitlement. You could get a VA loan for $1 million
Okay.
or more. It depends on the lender, that kind of stuff. But there are still limits, and you know, that's a conversation for, you know, specific,
Yeah,
you know,
specific
individuals and
someone that's
everything to
looking
have.
for
But
something of that caliber.
right, so really what it comes down to, if you've never used a VA before, it's going to come down to your income and your debt to income ratio, meaning how much could you actually afford by the numbers.
That's a typical
Yep.
mortgage process
Yep,
then.
just same as any other, yeah, qualified
What's the
for a loan.
benefits of going with the VA loan?
Yeah, it's just some substantial benefits. So VA tends to have a lower interest rate than other loan types, and as well as you don't have mortgage insurance. And so mortgage insurance, without getting too detailed, is what allows somebody to buy a home without having 20% down.
Okay.
And so VA doesn't require you to have a down payment, and you don't have, in the traditional sense, mortgage insurance.
Okay, gotcha. All right, sounds
Yeah.
good. So definitely some benefits there for people.
Absolutely.
If you guys are interested in talking to someone, a professional, about a VA loan, if you think that it's something that you want to use or at least have that conversation, Travis is always available to help. We're going to have his information on this video. If you have any questions about real estate, I'd be available to help as well. And thank you guys for watching this short video.
Take care.